your SEO agency is pimping you out and you have no idea it's happening. If someone tells you that having green core web vital scores helps your SEO run a million miles away, because they're just trying to extract as much money as they can from you, selling you a whole bunch of technical SEO nonsense. I've now had the privilege of working in multiple award-winning marketing agencies, working on small little sites for small businesses, all the way to working with huge businesses with millions of pages. And after personally optimizing the core web vitals for these websites, I can tell you, after over 16,000 hours of doing SEO, core web vital scores mean nothing. No traffic boost, no rankings increase, and sure as hell you won't be making more money by spending money on your core web vital scores. This right here is a vanity metric. It's basically just an upsell SEOs use to extract as much money as they can from you. A checkbox people use to sound smart and sell you a whole load of shit. You need to understand this sentence right here. Google isn't ranking you based on a lab test they created. They're ranking you because they believe your content is the most helpful to readers, not because you got a 100 on the core web vital scores. In this video, I'm going to expose the technical SEO tasks that are completely wasting your time and money, and show you the technical SEO tasks that actually make a difference. The first task that's wasting your time is, of course, core web vitals. Instead of trying to improve that, just go to this website here. It's called Pingdom. Type in your page URL, and then you're going to look at how long your web pages load in real time. So for example, this loads in 2.9 seconds, and you want your pages to at least load inside of 3 seconds. So this does pass. You're good to go, move on. Now you don't need to fix every single 4.4 page. It's okay. Google knows that websites have broken pages. It's normal. Stop trying to 100% it. You never will. The 4.4 pages you should fix are the ones that get traffic. Once you fix those, move on. This is more for controversial one, disavowing links. Google has got the disavow tool. So it's surely you should be disavowing links, right? Wrong. One of the most common patterns you're finding in SEO right now is when people use the disavow tool, they notice a dip in their traffic. And I believe using this disavow tool is setting off some kind of spam filter, some kind of red flags. And Google knows that people attack your sites and you get these random crappy links. It's okay, you don't need to use this. Move on. This one personally bugs me. Google Search Console emails like schema errors, or you've got the occasional 404 error, or the no index tag, and sometimes clients will just forward these emails to me and I have to explain to them, this isn't a priority right now, we don't need to worry about it. So chances are this is nothing. And of course we've got the low content pages. So this is notorious for being flagged in Screaming Frog. So people will tend to try and fix it. So unless your low content page is a money type of page that you're trying to rank, something that's really important for your website currently, you don't need to fix it, just move on. And a low content page might make sense. It might just be like a tool or something that's got a couple of words. Well, guess what? You probably don't need to add more words to it. So understand that these are just tools and not actual direct advice from Google. These are the 5 SEO tasks that actually make a difference. As you can see here, number 1 is crawlable and indexable. So the pages you want indexed should have an index tag. So as you can see here, I'm using Easy SEO extension. If we take a look here, it says indexability allowed. So we're all good for this page. And you should have a self-referencing canonical. So this looks like this. So as you can see, the canonical is this URL here, and the URL is this URL. So as long as the canonical and the URL are the same, you're good to go. So it says right here, self-referencing. And the pages you don't want ranked should be blocked in the robots file. So we can come over to that page, hit the Easy SEO extension, and then click on robots.txt, and this will take you to your robots file. And essentially, this is blocking Google from crawling certain pages that don't need to be crawled. So for example, disallow admin, disallow checkouts, or this random number here, then / checkouts. So any pages you don't want Google to crawl because it's unnecessary, you can just block it right here. And of course, make sure your pages load inside of 3 seconds and not those green core web vital scores. You can just use this tool like Pingdom. As long as it loads inside of 3 seconds, you're good to go. And one of the things that I found really helps is minify the HTML CSS. Make sure your images are compressed, that's a big one, and you can delay the rendering. So if you're on a certain part of the page, you don't need to render the bottom one, only as people scroll should you further render it. People refer to it as lazy loading. Duplicate content. So a lot of people completely skip the trailing slash version of a site. So if we take a look here on this page, you can see there's no trailing slash version here. But if we take a trailing slash and put it in there and hit enter, as you can see, it doesn't redirect to the non-trailing slash version. So there's a non-trailing slash version of a page, and then there's a trailing slash version. We want to redirect it to just one of these versions. So if we take a look here, it's got the URL, which is the current URL, and then it's pointing to the correct page, which is the canonical page. So it's not suffering from duplicate content issues, but Google is having to crawl an unnecessary page. And you want to keep all your pages a maximum of 3 clicks away from the home page. So we've got the home page here. Every single page that you want to rank should be no more than 3 clicks away from here. And this one's a really important one that's completely overlooked, and that's finding odd URLs in the Google Search Console. So you can find odd URLs and research what they are. So for example, URLs in different languages that you found, or evidence of hacked pages. So I'll tell you a story. I was working on one of the largest comparison sites in the UK, and one of the things I found by doing this exercise was their domain and then /Viagra. So that's of course a big problem right there. Their page was clearly hacked. And all you're going to do is go to your Google Search Console. I'm using the dummy one right here. And all you're going to do is click on pages and then scroll down, and then you're basically going to go through all these types of pages and find any odd URLs. So for example, currently not indexed, and then you're going to go and find these odd URLs. So it says forwards, so it says question marks and then ND. What does that mean? So copy that into Google. So what is ND? And we can see what it means. And basically, if you find anything odd, you're going to flag it. And these are the types of returns to expect from your technical SEO. So as you can see, this black line right here represents the outputs. And what happens is when you start concentrating on the correct tasks, the correct technical tasks that we went over here, you're going to see an increase in your rankings, but you'll very quickly hit a wall. You'll very quickly get those diminishing returns. And when that happens, you should completely slow down your technical SEO efforts. You don't need to keep on putting in lots of effort into your technical SEO. Have a small portion just dedicated to your technical SEO. And the key here is to get your technical SEO to good enough. Once it's good enough, move on. And if you're looking to drive consistent traffic to your website from Google, that's going to increase your bottom line, then you need to check out this page right here. And you can keep watching these videos and try and piece together advice to figure out what works and what doesn't work. Or you can just book a one-on-one with myself and I'll clarify everything for you. And you'll understand the exact steps you need to take next in order to grow your bottom line from Google SEO. I'll leave a link in the description below. And for most people, this is what their SEO efforts look like. It's one of the two, and these lead to these types of terrible results. So you're either spending a whole load of your time on the technical SEO and then a very small portion on the content and hardly anything on the backlinks. Or you're doing this where you're spending still quite a lot of time on the technical SEO, a lot of it on the content, and then still hardly anything on the backlinks. But if you want results like my client here, you're going to do your SEO efforts like this. So technical SEO, you're still going to carry it out, but it's only a small portion of the campaign where you're slowly implementing those fixes. And the content, well, that's going to be slightly half of your efforts. And then the backlinks, it's going to be over a quarter of your efforts. And what we're focusing on here is the content and the links, because that's what's going to grow your business. And one of the things that I found from my clients that have an issue understanding is backlinks. How do you get them, and how do you actually price for backlinks? Well, you need to check out this video here where I show you how SEO agencies are charging hundreds and even thousands of dollars for links, and you can get these same links for $30, $50. This video is going to save you a hell of a lot of money.